People ask me, would I do the military all over again? And my answer is hell. Man, I 100% would join the military all over again. And honestly, I wish I could relive that experience all over again. It was some of the best and worst times of my life. But that's what life's about. It's about all these experiences that you can look back on and be like, wow, I did that. Or wow, I wish I could relive that. And that was one of those things that I said, wow, I wish I could relive that. And wow, I did that. But it was just so much. Even though you're surrounded by these guys, because I did infantry OSIP, so it was 22 weeks long, and you're stuck with the same group of guys, the same platoon, as well as all the other platoons. And I just felt so fortunate and blessed because the guys I was with, I really enjoyed. Man, I really formed that brotherhood. I felt that brotherhood that I was searching for, that I was yearning for, that I guess transpired, if that's the word, that came from football that I was looking for, and I found exactly that. And I found something that could really push me mentally, physically, and spiritually. It just really upgraded my mindset. And I know a lot, and I know there's gonna be people out there. Well, why'd you join the military? It's corrupt. This, and that. But guys, everything around this whole society is corrupt. Let's be honest. We're working for money that isn't even real. When Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971 or something like that, our money became dead. This money is not real no more. You know what is real? People like Robert Kiyosaki says, God's money is gold and silver. But yeah, guys. Anyways, I digress. But I just wanted to say that because I know a lot of people shit on the military and want to talk this and that. And like I said, I'm not necessarily declining that the wars we fought and the people we lost probably wasn't totally for the right reasons. I'm not gonna disregard that. But at the same time, for someone who is interested in that path, that's actually that's what God is putting into them, or that's just what they feel is right for them, into them. If that makes sense. I know I kind of messed that up, but if that's something that they really feel passionate for, everybody has a path in life, guys. So why would you deteriorate them from that path? Whether that path is the military, whether that path is education, whether that path is real estate, sales, barber, it doesn't matter. I could go on and on about all these different occupations, all these skills, all these different jobs, all these different careers. It doesn't matter, guys. If that is your passion, if that's something that you wake up and think about 24/7, you can't get it off your mind, go freaking do it, man. So yeah, man, 100%. I wish I could relive. I could relive those memories. It was even to the point where, honestly, it was funny, man. Whenever OSUT ended and we graduated, I was actually sad. I didn't want to leave these guys. Honestly, I could have spent another year with these guys. And a lot of my friends who see this probably like, dude, this guy's freaking tripping. This guy's crazy. But I genuinely enjoy other, like, making experience, sharing bonds, creating these bonds with other people. And like I said, it was like the best time of my life. Now, I'm speaking a lot in past tense. I actually just got out recently just to kind of reset on some things, and get some stuff situation. I recently got my CDL. I'm looking into building skill sets. I honestly do plan on going back, but right now, like I said, I need to gather myself first, and before I go back in. Because with the military, I feel like you need to go in with a sharp plan. You need to learn how to leverage these things, whether it's leveraging the military, leveraging your company. It doesn't matter. It's going in with a clear game plan to the best of your ability, understanding what it is you're going in there for. And I didn't do that. Like, excuse me, like I had mentioned in my other video, I didn't go in with a concrete plan. This is what I'm going to use the military for. Example, I didn't go in thinking I'm going to use the military for my education benefits. I'm going to use the military for to purchase my home for using the VA loan. I didn't really game plan. It was more of just blind faith. It would just go in there, try it out, do what you were trying to do, which is test yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Which I got that. But like I said, it shouldn't have ended there. I should have had a more clear, concise plan. Another example. Okay, hey, I'm going in the military to do this specific job, 25 Bravo, information technology specialist. I'm just throwing an MOS out there that is just random and something that I would have done before, right? Or can still do. 25 Bravo, information technology specialist, which is IT. Okay, I can leverage this job to get credentials for experience. I can put experience on my resume. I can leverage the military for my TA, to get my certifications. Blah blah blah, etc. etc. But do you see where I'm going with this? I'm going with the game plan. But guys, yeah, man. Going back to what I was saying, this is probably a little separate from what this video is about would you do it all over again. Maybe it ties in, maybe it doesn't. I'm just kind of just yapping at this point. But I 100% would do it all over again. I wish I could relive it again. And like I said, if you have a urge to go into the military, I urge you to go do it. I urge you to first and foremost, I urge you to do your research on if this is the path that you want to take. I urge you to look into all the jobs that you're interested in. What skill sets do you want to acquire? Can the military provide me those skill sets? And start game planning. Don't just go into there thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna let it take care of itself." Because what happens is you do that, you get complacent, you start hating the military, and you start thinking this is a waste of my time. Well, it's a waste of time because you didn't properly plan, you didn't properly strategize in terms of what you wanted to do, which is once again a mistake that I was telling you that I was making, and a mistake that others were making. We went in just for self. I went in. I'll speak for myself. I went in for selfish ambition. I didn't go in with not just for my selfish ambition, but on top of that, thinking, okay, how can I leverage the military to work for me, to leverage so that way when I decide to get out, when it's time for me to move on fully, how can I capitalize on all the resources that the military gave me? There's so many resources that the military can give you in terms of education, in terms of housing, in terms of mindset, in terms of physicality, all that stuff, man. So, like I said, if you're looking to go into it, do your research, create a game plan, and go do it. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for those who watched this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to those who watched till the end. Thank you to those who continue to support me. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Keep staying tuned. Keep stay locked in and get after it.